Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing a fall book haul. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about all the books that I've collected over the beginning of fall. As we all know, fall is currently in season and it's still going on, so I'm sure there will be more added to this list, but these are all the ones that I've received up to this date, and the pile is getting quite big, so I figured I would do a little haul to get it out of the way and show you guys all the books I got. A lot of these are from publishers, some of them are other purchases, but most of them are from publishing companies or like book tours I was involved on, so I'll show you guys those, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys think of the books that I picked up. So the first one I'm actually really excited about because I saw this book on a Frenzy Presents panel, and so I'm excited to show you guys White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. She actually talked about this book and she talked about her like fascination with ghost tours, and this book is following a main character who moves to a new home and discovers that the new home may be haunted, and so it's like their story of going through that ordeal. And so like I feel like a lot of the inspiration of this book is coming from the author's love of ghost tours. She said that whenever she visits new places, she likes to see if there are any ghost tours available there so she can go on them. And yeah, like I think that this book sounds really cool. I love the haunted house vibe. It's perfect for like spooky season. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to eventually picking this one up and hopefully being creeped out. We'll see how the book ends up being, but I have really good feelings about this one. This book was sent to me by HarperCollins. The next two books are also going to be from HarperCollins, so yeah, just letting you guys know that ahead of time. The next book I got is Not Here to Be Liked, and this one actually sounds pretty good. I'll read the back to you guys, but like this subline, "You have been warned, this book has an unlikable character." How awesome is that? Like bright, bold lettering right at the top saying you're not gonna like this main character. Well, actually, that's not true. A lot of the times when there's an unlikable character, I end up liking them, so I'm sure I will like her too. But I'm gonna read the back for you guys so you can get an idea of what this is about. Eliza Kwan is the perfect candidate for editor-in-chief of her school paper. That is, until ex-jock Len DeMartle decides on a whim to run against her. Suddenly her vast qualifications mean squat because inexperienced Len, who is tall, handsome, and male, just seems more like a leader. When Eliza's frustration spills out in a viral essay, she finds herself inspiring a feminist movement she never meant to start, caught between those who believe she's a gender equality champion and others who think she's simply crying misogyny. Amid this growing tension, the school asks Eliza and Len to work side by side to demonstrate civility. But as they get to know one another, Eliza feels increasingly trapped by a horrifying realization. She might just be falling for the face of the patriarchy himself. I think this sounds really good. I'm honestly really like kind of excited to read this one because I think it's gonna be like a fun time. And it's gonna be interesting to be in the main character's mind as they kind of go through these different emotions that they're having and these different feelings that they have to work through. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Next up is Dark Rise, and this actually sounds so cool. It says it's for fans of Leigh Bardugo and Victoria Schwab, so that sounds cool. I actually haven't read anything by Leigh Bardugo, so I don't even know if that's like a good indication for me. I've read V.E. Schwab, but I only read her The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I was not a big fan of that book. Although I've heard her other series are better, so like I'm going to read more of her stuff eventually. It's just the one thing that I did read by her, I haven't been a fan of so far. So I hope I like this book. I'm sure it'll be really good. I did watch the Shadow and Bones series on Netflix and I thought it was pretty good. Like I haven't read any of the books, but like the series was all right. So I'm sure the books are better because the books are always better. Come on. Anyways, this is Dark Rise. So I'm going to read the synopsis for you because it sounds really cool and I want you guys to get like the full like description without me trying to butcher my way through it. So here it is. The ancient world of magic is no more. Its heroes are dead, its halls are in ruins, and its great battles between light and dark are forgotten. Only stewards remember, and they keep their centuries-long vigil sworn to protect humanity if the Dark King ever returns. 16-year-old dock boy Will is on the run, pursued by the men who killed his mother. When an old servant tells him of his destiny to fight beside the stewards, Will is ushered into a world of magic, where he must train to play a vital role in the oncoming battle against the Dark. As London is threatened by Dark King's return, the reborn heroes and villains of a long-forgotten war begin to draw battle lines. But as the young descendants of Light and Dark step into their destined roles, old allegiances, old enmities, and old flames are awakened. Will must stand with the last heroes of the light to prevent the dark fate that has destroyed their world from returning to destroy his own. And this is like the first book in a new series, so that just opens up a whole world of like magical possibilities. I think this sounds really cool. Yeah, this sounds like something that's like right up my alley, so I think it's going to be an awesome book, and I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. The next 3 books were sent to me by Harlequin Books, and that is like an imprint of HarperCollins. And I was on book tours for all of these. So we did Bookstagram posts. That's what, like the part that I was on for these. And I am really excited for some of these. They sound awesome, and they just sound like they're going to be a lot of fun. The first one is The Lights on Knockbridge Lane. And this one is an adorable gay Christmas romance. Like, hello, I'm here for this. So here for this. I know it's a little early for Christmas. We're just getting into like the Halloween spooky season. But you can bet that I will be reading this in December, and I'm going to probably love it. I think it looks adorable. Like, look at the cover. Oh, looks so cute. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's also really short too. It's like, maybe I just thought it was really short because it's like a smaller formatted book, but it's like almost 300 pages, which is still pretty short, I guess. It's about 280 pages. So yeah, that is short. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm debating shortness of books. I'm just trying to justify it because I know that like Marcus reads all books that are like 400 plus pages, and that's short for him. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna love this one. Then I have Sailor Proof. This one is about a Navy SEAL who recently returns from his shipment or wherever he was, and he is hanging out with his best friend, but realizes that he kind of has feelings for his best friend's little brother. And so I think it's the story of those two eventually getting together. I don't know what happens with them, but it's told in dual perspective, I have heard. So you get to see his perspective and then also the best friend's little brother's perspective, and it goes back and forth. And so I think that that's going to be really fun. I've also never read a book about like gay sailors before, so I think that that's also going to be fun. Yeah, I just think this is going to be a really good time, honestly. And then I have The Gathering Table. And this one, honestly, the cover is like perfect fall vibes. It's a beautiful, like decorated table outside with like nice lit background in like the fall season. It honestly like makes me feel fall just looking at this. So this one is about a cook who starts working at this lodge, and it's in like the fall-ish season. And so it's them trying to start new, turn over a new leaf, if you will, and start a new life somewhere else. They recently just moved there, and they are encountering a lot of colorful guests at this resort that they're working at as the chef. And so it's them kind of like interacting with all these other people and getting their stories being told to them as they are working. And so, yeah, it's just like a good fiction book with a lot of different stories told through one. So I think this is a little bit lighter on like the heavy romance and more on like the family romance, kind of like a Hallmark movie. Picture that, and then in book format. So that's what this is. But yeah, I think this sounds really cute. The next book I'm going to show you guys is a book that I recently picked up at Chapters. So I went there on the weekend, and I picked this book up for a reason. I'll tell you the reason in a second, but first I'm going to show you what it is, and that is The Marrow Thieves. So this is the book. It's won a lot of awards, which is really awesome. I'm going to read you the back because it sounds really good. So it says, "Just when you think you have nothing left to lose, they come for your dreams. In a world nearly destroyed by global warming, the indigenous people of North America are being hunted for their bone marrow, which carries the key to recovering something the rest of the population has lost, the ability to dream. Frenchie and his companions, struggling to survive, don't yet know that one of them holds the secret to defeating the Marrow Thieves." That sounds so cool. Also, it's like pretty short. It's only like 220 pages. And it's got like the matte texture, which I love on books, so I'm excited about that. I'm also trying like not to get any fingerprints smudged on it, but like I feel like that's inevitable. But yeah, this book sounds really good, and I'm excited to read this one. It's like a dystopian book, so it might even move into my top dystopian books list. We'll have to see how well it pans out, but yeah. So the reason I purchased this one is because Penguin Random House actually sent me the sequel of this book, which is Hunting by Stars, and it comes out, I believe, October 18th. So when they told me they were going to send me the sequel, I got really excited because I was like, okay, this series sounds cool. They explained the series to me, And I was like, yeah, I want to read that. That sounds awesome. So then that's why I went out to Chapters and bought the first book so that I can read it before I dive into the sequel. And the sequel is a lot bigger, coming in at close to 400 pages. So this one, I'm sure will have a lot more content in it. And yeah, like I'm really excited to see where they go with this series because the concept sounds really cool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And you guys can get this on October 18th. Then I have some thrillers that were sent to me by HarperCollins as well. And so the first one is Nanny Dearest. So this is an ARC copy, but essentially this book is about a woman who she reconnects with her nanny from when she was a kid after her father passes away, and she kind of like becomes orphaned, but she's also like, she's in her 20s already. So, well, yeah, I guess you're still orphaned if you don't have any parents anymore. But yeah, so both of her parents pass away. She is in her 20s. She reconnects with her nanny from when she was younger. And then she starts to realize that maybe there was a reason why her father fired this nanny. And yeah, there seems to be like a darker past to the nanny. And the story goes from there. So I think that sounds like an interesting concept. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty good domestic thriller, and I'm excited to see what happens with this. I hope it's thrilling. I'm really hoping, because the thrillers I've been reading lately have not been too scary or anything like that. So like I hope there's some sort of good twist in this book. I'm being hopeful. I'm thinking it'll probably be good, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the cover looks pretty cool. I've never thought of a picket fence like a creepy thing before, but now I do. So there's that. Then I also have My Darling Husband. This is also an ARC copy. And this one is about a woman who is at home when all of a sudden there's a home invader that comes in and kind of like holds her as a captive. And so she starts to find out that there might be something darker going on with her husband, since the captor is requesting like ransom from the husband, or he will like expose some sort of secret. And so this woman is trying to figure out what's going on with her husband at the same time as trying to escape from this person that is holding her captive in her own home. And yeah, so I think that sounds like a pretty good premise for a good thriller book. I hope that there are some twists in this one as well. I'm always here for the twists. I love the twists. So yeah, hopefully this is good. We'll see where it takes us when I get to it. Then next up is a book that I got for a book tour, and that is What Remains. This is an anthology by the Company Inked in Grey. And it says, What Remains brings together 15 tales of horror, fantasy, and science fiction. From sacrificing loved ones or oneself to doing what it takes to keep them alive, these stories shake the soul, rip out its insecurities, and flay them on the page. That sounds really good. You guys know that I love short story collections, so I think this is going to be fun. Also, it's like 3 genres that are like near my top of the list. So I think that that's also going to have a factor. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I could pick this one up from time to time and just dive into it for a short story here and there if I want like something quick to read or to just like have a break from my bigger books. So I think that's really cool. Next up was a book that was sent to me by Penguin Random House, and that is Both Sides Now. And I think this sounds super good. It's about politics, first of all, which I'm not really into politics. Like that doesn't interest me, but this sounds awesome. So this main character is trans, and they are trying to win the debate championship because then they can get scholarships to go to schools and eventually end up in politics. The only catch is the topic for nationals this year is transgender rights. And so now it's kind of tough because the main character has to argue against their own humanity. And so it sounds like it's going to be like a really captivating read. Like I'm going to be pulled right in, and I'm just going to follow along with this main character and see all the struggles that they have to go through trying to defend themselves as a person, as a human being. And I think that that's like going to be a really good storyline. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot. And I also really love this little byline here that it says, "Who you are isn't up for debate," which is fantastic. Like that's an amazing line to put on the front of the book. I love it. And then the last book I have is actually by a friend of mine who is also on BookTube. She has a channel called Sound and Fury Book Reviews, and that's Tina. And she recently released her new book on September 20th and sent it to me. And that is Escaping First Contact. And it's a sci-fi book. Oh my God, I'm so excited, guys. A sci-fi book by one of my friends on BookTube. That is awesome, okay? And so this is the first book in a planned series that she has going. I'm going to read the back for you guys so you can get as excited as I am. At the far edge of cultivated space, a derelict ship rests. 10 times larger than the biggest Terran dreadnought, the ship is not recognized by any of the 5 species tenuously coexisting in the galaxy. Small crews are sent to investigate. What they find is a trap. Once in the metal labyrinth's clutches, it is clear the unlikely allies will not escape unless they can work together as a team. Unfortunately, trust and cooperation are entirely out of the question. Oh, this sounds so good. Have any of you guys seen the movie Event Horizon? Because that is like, I talked to the author and she said that that was one of like the big inspirations for this book. And that movie was intense, okay? It's a little cheesy now when you watch it. Although, to be fair, I did watch it recently and I still found it pretty scary. It's like a space, like horror movie. And oh my God, when I watched it as a teenager, like it actually terrified me. So go watch that if you like space horror. But now she has like a book that's kind of like that. So that just sounds awesome. You guys should definitely go pick up Escaping First Contact. I will put purchase links for it in the description if you guys want to go get this book. And I strongly recommend you do it. I haven't even read it yet, but like I know that it's going to be good. Like it just sounds awesome. Anyways, go check it out. And those are all the books that I hauled so far in fall. I'm sure I'm going to have another haul later on in the year. Probably, maybe I'll do like a winter haul before Christmas hits. And then just show you guys the rest of the books that I get before then. If I get any more, who knows? I might not get that much more. I probably should be put on a book buying ban. But to be fair, I only bought one of these books. So, I mean, I'm not really spending money on books. They're just coming to me. But I like it because it's awesome. Like, you know what? If I like them, I keep them. If I don't like them, they go to the secondhand bookshop where somebody else could pick them up and like them. So it works. It's a win-win situation. Anyways, that's it for my video, guys. Let me know if any of those books that I hauled sound really interesting to you. Definitely tell me in the comments down below, or tell me what your favorite book was from your recent haul. And now for our independent bookstore shout out. Okay guys, so today's independent bookstore is for Armchair Books, and this is in Whistler, British Columbia. So this is their website. I love this little like illustration of the armchair with the mountains on the top. I think that's so adorable. So yeah, they have a list of featured titles, which is pretty cool. They have coming soon. Ooh, look, we just talked about this one. It's coming soon, so it's going to be here. Let's see what else is coming soon. Okay, I don't know really any of these other ones. But, oh, this must be the Rick Riordan one. Somebody was telling me in my comments that a Rick Riordan book's coming out soon, so there it is. Pretty cool. They got new releases. Ooh, I love these like travel books, and it's all for like Whistler, which is definitely somewhere I want to go sometime. So that could be useful. Yeah, so that's their homepage. And then if you want to know more about them, they have a section that shows their store. Ooh. Oh, that's the only picture, but it looks pretty cool. They have a book club. Oh, that's awesome. Mexican Gothic. I did read that. Not a huge fan, but I know a lot of people really like it, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so if you want to check out their store, it is whistlerbooks.com, but it's called Armchair Books, but the website is whistlerbooks.com. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as linked by my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.